Good morning, Africa. Good morning, United States of Africa and other parts of the world, Asia, UK, and others. I want to say I have a very difficult situation that I'm trying to explain to the world. The world has reached a point where they think that there's no God. I was even talking to someone in Facebook, Mr. Chongo, who actually says that in politics there's no God. He's right, because politics believes in witchcraft. But I want to say that the God that I worship, he sets a line in between politics and religion. As I said in my last video, that politics is night, religious is light. These two, they do communicate. When you talk about night, night is not left alone. There's a lesser light which is called the moon, meaning that you can see a larger light through the sun during the day. But in the night, despite how total darkness might be, there's a lesser light which is called the moon, showing the continuous presence of the what? Of light. Meaning that in politics, there must be a lesser light that continues showing the presence of God in politics, whereby that does not give religious bodies to unite with politics. That's where the mistake is. If me, I want to be a politician as Masuka, because we have examples of people like Daniels, those who were appointed into government by Nebuchadnezzar, by Belshazzar. We have the Joseph, those who are God-fearing, those who are appointed as governors over Egypt. Those instances does not qualify a church to work together with what? With the government, which is politics. The appointment for me to be in politics, it calls me for a special role of that particular king who has seen something in me that I need to use the platform of politics in order to take it to the citizen. For example, I've been urging President, I started with President Sata to call for a 90 days of national prayer. This does not mean that I'm joining politics. I'm actually showing light, the lesser light to politicians to have the sense of knowing that there's God. This 90 days national prayer that I've written to Hakainde Hichilema to observe it, to do it, it was also rejected by President Lungu. But thank God that President Lungu, instead of carrying out 90 days of national prayer, he actually declared 18th October as a national prayer day. But all this declaration, he did not want to consult the source of that information. Even his illness, he does not want to consult the source that declared that a president that shall take over from Sata, you will be sick in the similar manner of Sata's illness. Difficulties in talking that Sata suffered from, it is also seen in Lungu. So everything that I'm actually trying to explain, that's the only difficult thing that I'm having, because even this proposal to Hakainde Hichilema, when I'm talking to his people, deliberately coming in crossing paths with them in their insults to people who may comment whatever they would need to comment. I also come in order to have direct conversation with the UPND. They still show the arrogance of not accepting God in politics. But UPND came into power by revelation. There's nothing, even Hakainde Hichilema, he knows it by heart, that I was shown that UPND, when it comes to power, it is supported by the Pope. And truly speaking, 18 February 2022, Hakainde Hichilema shook hands with the Pope and actually said he will be consulting the Pope in the leadership of the nation, even economically, even the ARVs or COVID-19, whatsoever agreement that they made, they support. But today, where is Zambia? It's critical situation in poverty. Nothing has changed. As I warned in the vision, to say that partnership is actually leading Zambia into economical slavery. Now, my major interest today is, I wish I had all the platforms to share how God can actually speak. Because when I look at this book, it's the third volume, as I explained. This one here, the other one, this one is the second volume. This one is the first volume. The first volume actually produces all these books, because the prophecies that are written in this airport trap first volume, which are in the last videos, I said it has lived for 30 years. I think, let me correct that. The prophecy in this book is what has lived for 30 years, for more than 30 years, because I saw this in 1990, what is written in here. And today is 2025. It's about 35 years. So the prophecies that were written here, they've been explained partially in this book, which also I wrote in 2008, explaining partially part of what is written here, explaining part of what I wrote about Joseph in Egypt, which is the current Joseph that Obama took leadership in America, which was even history for it to repeat. It will be very difficult, because even when Joseph became a governor in Egypt, for that history to repeat in Egypt, it was difficult. There arose a new king who never recognized him. I said this history of Egypt, it will repeat again in our time. This repetition is a proof that there's God in heaven. It's a proof that God speaks in visions and dreams. And the most difficult point that I have is actually something that God revealed. People tend to mock, people tend to insult, people tend to appear to be more clever than God. I want to say that all the president of Zambia that rejected the warning from visions, they are no more. They are in the grave. Others, they have insulted me on the Facebook that I'm a witch. You can bring all the witch doctors in the world, the best witch doctors in the world. Let them come and do whatever they can to expose my witchcraft. They won't find anything, because I don't touch any root. And I don't do anything in my body. I have no tattoo of any medicine. On my waist, I don't tie anything. Under my bed, anywhere where I don't touch medicine. The only power that God gave me, which I've been so lenient with, is to declare my anger to anyone that insults God. And he must be seen going to the grave. It is time now that I want to use that power that God gave me. I've allowed those people who oppose God to arrest me, to take me into prison, to feed me with poison, to do whatever they wanted, so that they may prove that there's a God in heaven. I cannot die from poison. And right now, if there's anyone planning to do anything silly, anything to arrest me, anything to stop the ministry of God, I declare in the name of Jesus Christ, who is called Yeshua in Hebrew, you meet the anger of God. If people don't believe that there's God, because what I read in this book today, it is something that critically tells me that there is a power beyond witchcraft. I understand there's some article which was saying President Hakainde Hichilema has a person who is not familiar to anyone, who doesn't talk to anyone, but he goes with a bag next to Hakainde Hichilema. That person is not even in the office of the president, is not even what, and it is assumed that it can be witchcraft. And I've read on even on Facebook to say, and at the time of his arrest, when they went to go and assassinate him in the prison, there are two rats which came out from the prison, simplifying that when they went there, they didn't find Hakainde Hichilema, but those two rats, it's Hakainde Hichilema and the GBM, those who came out of prison. Magic can do what is simply has similarities of the power of God, but it doesn't make magic to be stronger than the God I pray. Anyone who seeks protection from magic and refusing what is written in these books, thinking that these books are written out of schizophrenia or someone with mental illness, I want to read some few words here that will declare what God told me about a Joseph in Egypt who is Barack Obama. Let me quickly, those who have this book, I believe I wrote this book in 2010, and I produced two books. They have different pagings because I was doing these books under too much pressure. This one is the second production. They differ in pages, but I'll mention the title so that those who bought these books in Zambia, more especially even the UPND, they bought a lot of them, the UPND office and the State House itself, during the burial of, when I was signing the book of condolences for Levi Mwanawasa, most of people took my number and they were calling for the books, and I was supplying those books. I'm talking to those who have these books to say, can you open on this book on page, I want page 89. In this, maybe it can be page 7 something, but let me look at the title. The title is chapter 8. It talks about Joseph prison pen predicament. Joseph's prison pen predicament. So now, when I'm reading about Joseph, you must know that I'm talking about Obama. So let me go to page 89. I said, my visions have led me to be rejected, imprisoned, poisoned, and a suspect, and have been called with different names, such as a dead dreamer, false prophet, demon-possessed, conman, mercenary, etc. However, all this comes to me as a blessing, and nothing shall hurt me. Then I quoted Mark chapter 16, verse 18, that they shall take up serpents, and if they drink any deadly thing, it shall not hurt them. They shall lay hands on the sick, and the sick shall recover. This is the reason why I'm saying, I'm calling for, if President Lungu is on intensive care unit, it's not too late. If he is on his sick bed, it's not. If Lungu is on deathbed, that's what I wanted to say. let them ask God, who is my God? If you call Siawan, you call Isaac Matter, whatsoever, you are wasting your time. Those are duplicate prophets. They don't have any original prophets. They read what I post. They read the books what I read. Then they try to say, there's a president is going to win in 2026. A president is going to Hakainde Hichilema, what. They have no message. Ask them, why is Hakainde winning? Why is he going to win in 2026? Lungu is going to stand in 2026. They don't have a message. They are opportunists. God does not declare people winning without warning, giving them a message to say, you, when you go in power, what you are going to do is A, B, C, D. That's what God says. This Siawan was saying Hakainde Hichilema is going to win after reading my post, which I posted on the Facebook. And when he won, he says he's going to be president. Everything will be all right. The other time I heard him retracting. So, no, President Hakainde Hichilema, the economy is bad because he's a businessman. He doesn't know how to rule. It needs a politician. And when he was given a bit of cash there, he changed his statement. No, now President Hakainde Hichilema, he must be given another term. He must live forever. I laugh because he has no message. I'm not attacking a prophet. I'm simply exposing falsehood. So look at this. I mentioned here to say those who are prophets, they'll take up snakes. They'll fight with the devils. It doesn't mean that when you become an evangelist, then you should be just a porridge. You should just be humble. Everyone should kick you left and right. Everyone should announce you, should declare you a false prophet, a man of God, whatsoever name. It doesn't mean that. The serpent that we have to take care of is Satan himself. We need to have physical declaration against the devil. When I'm talking about the devil, I'm talking about the people who subject themselves to the powers of the devil. When they meet me, they must realize that there's a God who doesn't subject himself to witchcraft. I'm reading these books because every statement which is written here, subjecting to president, it is been fulfilled like I was writing them when it is happening, when these books have been written a long time ago. And what is happening today is following suit. It's a gear like, there's no space of a gear which is remaining. I said after a Joseph, a new king will arise. And immediately a Joseph, who is Obama, left to office. Here is Donald Trump, who came in immediately after. And this new king, who I talked about without mentioning Trump, because I didn't know about Trump, but God told me that there'll be a new king that shall take over from the Joseph. And exactly when Donald Trump came in, he rejected all the things that Obama brought in as new things in the Constitution. So now I want to read today to say, I talked about to say, Trump coming in will make Obama to realize that the promise, which he says a promise, a new beginning, that we should embrace, a new change that we will never forget. It will be nothing when this new king comes in. And Obama will realize, and it will actually make Obama to be offended when he realizes that whatever efforts he did to make a smooth path for Africa to live in harmony with America, to enjoy the donor funding, to enjoy whatsoever according to what he thought. But me, I said, all this is leading Africa to economical what? Slavery. And what is Africa today is doing? Today, Africa right now, they are crying. There are no ARVs because America has stopped supporting it. And the people right now, they are crying. They are demonstrating. Even in America, they are protests against Trump because they are saying Trump is actually making people to die because he has withdrawn the life-saving support that he's supposed to give to Africa. But me, I thank Donald Trump regardless of whatsoever you can understand me, because it was revealed to me. It's only an African mind that is trained to receive free grants. If you are trained to work hard and find our own means of resources, you cannot plead for America to be feeding you. America has risen the tariff for its jute or VAT for any services for any product sent to America. That is good. Why I'm saying it's good? It is because America doesn't want to steal your copper, doesn't want to steal your gold, doesn't want to steal all your natural resources. It wants to benefit from that interest or VAT that is going to charge you for selling the same products to America. But you don't want, you are saying America is closing business for us. How blind is Africa? Africa is blind. I've read it today where China is saying, since America is saying it's increasing to 35% duty or whatsoever, VAT, China says, me, I'll raise anything coming from America to 165%. It doesn't make anything different. The point is, America has no resources to sell in China. It is us with resources that we need to go and sell in America, where America wants only to get the interest. And you do your products, Africa, do what you can and supply who? America, so that you remain on a business relation partnership. Not where America comes, put its AFRICOM, its military base, and control your resources. And anyone who is speaking, they kill you. Anyone who does this, they do whatever they want without them being charged. I'm speaking the truth, and those who know the truth, they'll accept it. And those who do not want to know the truth, they'll say that I'm mad. There are a lot of news that I've read. Let me just quickly summarize, because I might run out of my time. Let me quickly summarize. In everything that I want to speak, I said on page 40, the promises of a change we can believe in by Obama has effects or influence on everyone's mind. But if we look in the prophetical ladder, the same promises shall soon fail. When his new promise shall produce a little result, then he shall notice that there was nothing better for Africa. There is nothing better for Africa under globalization, whose driving force is the Vatican. This came to Joseph's mind after a change of government. That was when he realized that he was still a slave despite serving as a governor over Egypt for more than 2 terms of office. I'll quickly go to a point that Joseph made a call for repatriation of his family against the Goshen New Settlement Plan that provided a new beginning for him and his family. When he was promoted in a position of a governor, after interpreting the vision to Potiphar, it did not dawn to his mind that Goshen Development Plan was just a short-time development or achievement that shall be means to slavery later. I know that Obama's administration is a highway to global economical slavery, and the president does not realize that fact. I'll put this book this side. When Obama had only 1 year, I published this book, which I'd written years before he became president. I said, whatever promises Obama was making, a change we can believe in, a new beginning, was only a highway to economical slavery. Today, Africa is suffering. Just this 1 year, that Donald Trump is in leadership, after cutting the donor aid, Africa is suffering. And I understand the other news that I've read where Obama is complaining to say, why does Clinton and this other former president are not talking against Obama, who is ruthlessly not regarding the what? The Constitution. So now, I want to say that regardless of Obama's complaint, it is now that he has realized that whatever he promised, all the gay rights, everything that he promised Africa, it has gone to nothing but slavery. So it is time for Obama to call for repatriation of Africans to go back to Africa. As Joseph told Israel to say, when I die, carry my bones with me, go back to the promised land in Canaan. The true promised land for Africa is Africa. Let us develop our Africa. Let us not cry for donor aid, but let us do according to God's will. Then we are going to realize that we are equal partners with Europe. May God bless you. Believe that there's no God in politics, but God speaks to politicians so that they can do justice to the poor. They can defend his ministry. This ministry of vision and dreams, it has proven that is God-ordained ministry. Thank you, and may God bless you.